Hey guys, this is the War Against Narcissism, and today what I would like to talk to you about is gaslighting. Now, I did a previous video regarding gaslighting, basically explaining what it was, but I think it's also important to get into details about how it presents itself. And the reason why is because just because you know what something is doesn't mean that you'll be able to recognize it when it presents itself. Just because you understand what a behavior is and what it does doesn't mean that when it happens you'll be able to tell that this is it, right? So gaslighting basically presents itself as someone telling you you're being too sensitive, or I never said that, or you never said that, or I never did that, or you never did that, right? Basically it's someone who's trying to deny your reality and trying to get you to adopt their reality, right? So someone might say something that's hurtful to you, and when you try to hold them accountable about it, rather than saying, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean it, I was hungry when I said that, or anything of that nature, right? They will tell you, I never said that. That never happened. That happened in your head only, right? Therefore, dodging all possible accountability, therefore dodging all possible blame, right? Which is basically the narcissist's aim of life, really, is not being held accountable for anything, right? So with that being said, it's really important to understand how it presents itself. And as I said, someone who tells you you're being too sensitive, you're making a big deal out of nothing, I never said that, I never did that, you never said that, you never did that. But there is one way that is really tricky in how it presents itself, and that happened to me personally, because even when I knew what gaslighting was, I did not recognize this as gaslighting, but it absolutely was. Now listen clearly. So the way that it happened for me that was confusing was not I never said this, or you said that, or you did this, or I never did this, right? It presented itself as we had agreed to it, right? Or you had said yes before. And here's the tricky part. So we would have a discussion, right? Me and the narcissist in question, and we would disagree, right? The narcissist would ask me something, and I would say, well, I don't want to do that, or I don't want us to do that. I'm not interested in that, or I disagree to it. And later on would bring it back up in public, and then say you had agreed to it, And what was tricky about it was that even though I wanted to hold on to my truth, which was that I never agreed to that. I remember vividly us having a discussion where I disagreed. You were very angry, but I held on to my point, right? But now we're in public, and I am now being accused of lying, of not holding my promise, and people around that are listening in, are not thinking, this person is lying when they're saying that you promised. They're thinking, why would someone say you promised something or you agreed to something when you didn't? That makes no sense. You therefore must be lying. And then I would look like the crazy person. I would look like the bad person, not holding my promise, or not holding my word, right? And that would make it very hard for me to hold on to my truth, hold on to my reality, because now I have, flying monkeys around looking at me like, well, clearly you're the bad guy. I mean, clearly that doesn't make sense, for you to say that you never agreed to something, and for that person to say that you did agree to something. Clearly you must have agreed to something, right? And you should hold on, you should hold your promises, which I agree to. If you promise something, you should hold your promises. You should be true to your word. Sorry. But it was very tricky, and this is why I think it's really important to remind people that the best way to avoid narcissists gaslighting you is hold on to your truth no matter what. No one has to agree with you about what the reality is. No one, not one person. Only you know what truly happened to you, or only you understand what your reality is, and only you needs to. You need no one's agreement to what reality is to you for you to hold on to your own reality. All right. So I hope I shed some light on the issue for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. Please like, follow, subscribe, and please share with your friends in order to raise narcissistic abuse awareness. This is the war against narcissism, guys. Salute.